Show us the edge. Yes. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Trying to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter. Baby, put the league on notice. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa, done seen the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning, time to come up and bring out the outlaws. Don't every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love, you want it all. This ain't a blood of love, built for something greater. Attacking all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got the juice, the will, the heart, the fire. Show 'em the proof, show 'em the it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
What'd you see in the third quarter? It seemed like that was a decisive stretch.
Yeah, we just couldn't get stops. And even when we did stop them, they got offensive rebounds and 19 offensive rebounds, 24 second chance points. So now we're coming down playing against a set defense pretty much the majority of possessions in the third quarter. And that's just demoralizing. We have to be better at having the mindset that we're going to get stops. We're going to finish those possessions with rebounds, and now we can get out and play.
Yeah, I mean, rebounding has really mostly been a strength of this team. On when you've been in the coach, why do you feel like there's been a couple of games here where it's kind of been an issue?
We're still looking into it. We're just not doing a good job in that area. No excuses on my part, on our team's part. It just comes down that teams are figuring it out and they're crashing offensive glass on us, and we have to be tougher in that area.
Is it tough just because when it comes to defensive boards, it's not just like a clear answer, or does that make you feel like it is easy, just like go get the boards, or be more mindful of that? I guess what's the approach?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mindset for sure. We have the ability to do it. We've seen games where we do it well, but we're not consistent right now.
And Trae Young seemed to really just find a groove in that second half. What did he do to give you guys trouble?
He's a good player. He found matchups that he liked, had our defense scrambling. But once again, tip your hat off to them. They came in and did a good job of executing. But, a lot of it was us too. We didn't do a great job of getting stops. And then when we did, they got offensive rebounds and putbacks and spraying out for threes. So we'll go back to the film. We'll get back to work tomorrow. But definitely a tough loss for us. And
B.I.'s first game back after missing a couple. What did you see from him tonight?
He was solid. He was solid for sure, trying to get back into a rhythm. So he'll continue to improve as we progress.
Coach, obviously the third quarter has been an area of concern this season. Atlanta came in as one of the best third quarter teams in the league. What has it been that just hasn't translated from whatever is going on in the locker room at halftime to the execution in the third?
We have to have more sense of urgency just across the board. Got to come out with the same mentality we do to start the games, executing over and over again, not getting bored with that process. And when we do it, the offense looks great. Our defense is on point. And we have moments where we just don't have the sense of urgency, and we're sort of walking into plays. We're not getting back in transition, and teams are taking advantage of it. So we definitely have to be better.
And also, you get 10 of your first 15 at home, 2-2 start here at the Smoothie King Center. How disappointing is it to lose these home games when you get this, advantageous opportunity?
Well, we definitely want to take care of home court. And that's the NBA. You want to take care of your home court as best you can. But, we're playing against some good teams, and we're going to have moments where it's a battle. Tonight, like I said, give those guys credit.
Are those small ball lineups when Zion plays the 5 one of the bigger factors in the rebound struggles?
Say it again.
The small ball lineups when you have Zion in the 5. Are some of those lineups a struggle when it comes to rebounding?
It was across the board tonight. I mean, it didn't matter who we had in the game. They just bully balled us and went and got rebounds and they scored when they did.
All right. Thank you.
All right, shout out to the fam, man, for all things Pelicans. Now tuned into the Pelican Post Game Report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate you guys being on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report, entitled "The Pelicans Clipped by the Hawks 123-105." This game went bad fast. This has not been a very happy day for watching football, but watching LSU. They lost to Alabama today. Boy, I'm going to let them have it on the Tough Tiger Talk tomorrow morning. But, man, what an interesting day of sports. I don't know what to say about the Pelicans, but we'll try to do our best here on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. So shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. We're going to go over some news, notes, and items, man. We're going to recap this thing to the best of our ability, try to make sense of what the heck happened. And we need to rebound quickly because guess what? We have the Denver Nuggets. We have to go and see Denver coming up here soon. So that'll be interesting. We'll play Zion Williamson's interview momentarily. It wasn't that long, just under 4 minutes. He was very frustrated too. So in the game in which we were able to get BI back, boy, I thought this would be something special having them two together. But, we have to, that it's a lot of stuff. But anyway, I'm chiming in on this thing. We're going to bring Lexxah in. How you doing, babe? Much love to Lexxah. Much love to everybody out there. Appreciate you. And for the family members that was asking about the new intro, that is our girl Lexxah on there with the pipes, man. She I told y'all she's super talented, and she knows basketball. She's super cool. She's awesome. She got all this terrific talent, and y'all can bear witness to it. That is her on there with the pipes blowing and just going and just talented doing all that kind of stuff. So Lexxah, welcome on in. Let's talk about this game. 123-105 Pelicans going down in this one. I'm just totally just like, man, what the heck? The shot DC. DC's not going to be with us tonight. DC is sick. He's rehabbing from, he had a little issue the other night. He was sniffing his ass off, so we wanted to make sure he kind of recaps, gets back to what he needs to do.
He'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks.
That's right. We got a physical therapist. Hopefully, DC back as soon as we can. So that being said, that's good. Hey, I like that. We got a kid, DC.
I was just there. I was like, Pelicans humor, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. You got to get your laughs, your jollies in after watching something like this. That's why I kind of give my little pokes at DC as my boy. But yeah, let's talk about him. Let's get into this, Lex. So let's talk about the Atlanta game, man. We'll go over the team statistics momentarily, but I'm gonna play Zion Williamson after our breakdown of the team stats. But I looking at it, from an eye perspective, what you thought about tonight's matchup?
Yeah, there's just something going on with this ball movement, the chemistry of the team. I mean, even in the wins that we've had, you still see that there's a lot of hesitancy. Like there's a lot of thinking and not like just playing basketball. And I kind of feel like, that's really affecting the team. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of narratives. I mean, I've read a lot of comments, but I know when they played against Detroit, and I do know it's Detroit. Detroit is not one of the better teams in the NBA, but the ball was moving very well against Detroit. But obviously, without the stars, you can't win in this league without your star. So, I mean, I don't know. We got to find a way to have that same type of ball movement with, Zion in the game, with BI in the game, but I don't know. It looks weird out there, man. Like, I'm looking at other teams, and I've said this before. They look like they're playing with much more fluency. Like, it's just everything's first nature. It's natural. And even with the Hawks, looking at them, do you all see how many layups they were getting? Like, they were getting layups, like, and look how hard it is for us to get layups. I mean, it's just weird how other teams, they're just moving the ball. It's natural. They're playing loose out there. But for the Pels, and like I said, even in the wins, the Pels have stretches where the game is not coming to them naturally. But that's the first thing, just off the surface. That's one thing that I see all the time. Obviously, today was like just bad. It was just
Yeah,
bad.
this stunk, man. This stunk. I was frustrated too. So about watching this game, man, it was awful. But let's hear from my first, and we'll get into some of these team statistics. Let's hear from Zion.
A few of those possessions playing good defense, but you got to finish the possession, get the rebound. You got a lot of second chance looks.
There's been a few games where offensive rebounds have popped up as an issue. What do you think the team has to do as a whole to kind of address that?
I think just placement, knowing when to crash for an offensive rebound and knowing when not to go.
And for you, you kind of got going there late in the second quarter. I guess for you, what's it like kind of figuring out when you kind of have to push the button to get aggressive versus getting everybody involved, especially when you have everybody in the lineup like you did tonight?
I don't know. I have no answer for that.
Was it frustrating in the first quarter to not get touches and to not, really – it seemed like the ball movement, even though y'all were scoring points, the ball movement wasn't as good as it been prior to you sitting down?
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Just in the first quarter, working to get touches, it just didn't seem like there was a good flow, even though y'all were scoring points. The touches it weren't a lot of assists, a lot of ball movement. Was that something that you noticed in the first quarter?
We were up and we were hitting shots, so there's never nothing to complain about, especially when shots are going in. It's more so when shots aren't falling or you're taking tough looks, and then you gotta get the ball movement going.
Trey was able to get a rhythm there in the second half. What did you see they were kind of doing on offense to give you guys trouble?
Hit shots. Players like that, he do what he do. He hit shots.
Did the layoff affect you negatively in any way? Do you feel like, it just took too much time for you to find your rhythm tonight, or is it just one of those nights?
I don't have an answer for that question. I'm sorry.
Jordan Hawkins had another solid game tonight, 15 points. How do you feel like, as a rookie, him coming in and adding another element to the offense?
You love it. Like I said, Hawk confidence is already like a year 7, year 8 vet. And he's fitting in his role very well, and you just got to keep continuing to build on that.
It's surprising to see how consistently he's able to find shots for a lot of young guys. It's like, even if you're shooting well, you can't always find where you can be aggressive. They just know he consistently is able to get his shots up.
I think that's something over time that once scouting reports really start really locking in on it, they'll probably pay attention to some of his tendencies. But what makes him so hard to guard is he not only is an elite catch and shoot person, but he can put it on the ground and get to a nice midi.
Zion, do you feel like JV, right? He kind of has a slower game than he had in the past 2. Do you feel like you have to get him the ball or get him more involved in a game like this?
Definitely. I think every game you got to get JV involved because when JV is going, that's big for the offense.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's Zion. As you can see, he's visibly upset with a lot of stuff dealing with tonight's game. And he's just like us all, man. Tonight wasn't a very good sports night for me, watching the Pelicans lose and then watching LSU lose to Alabama. So it wasn't a very good sport night for me per se. But in the end, man, we know we don't win them all. Pelicans lose 123 to 105, but they are 4-2. Got a very interesting matchup coming up soon against the defending world champions. So that'll be another interesting game. But the positive side is we did get BI back tonight to kind of get back in the mix, and we got to clean this stuff up big time. So Lex, quick, what you thought about Zion's his we know he's frustrated, but some of his questions, he don't have answers for this, that, and the third, but you can see visibly frustrated.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's one thing that you can really, I don't know. There was probably a whole bunch of things that was going through his head. But this, I don't know. This game is just weird. I know there was a question where they were asking about as far as him, getting the ball. And we've said this for a while, like many times. There are stretches where Zion does not touch the ball at all. Like in certain quarters, it's like he's out there, but like it's like everyone is touching the ball but him, which I don't understand that. But that's been something that's been brought up like many a times, you know, since I can remember. But I know that that's a problem because I mean the thing is, I mean, for someone who's as good as him, it would be nice for him just to touch it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't necessarily have to shoot because I said, days ago that Zion's gravity is not just him getting the ball top and putting the ball in the hole, but it's him getting the ball and he attracts so much attention that gets other guys open. Somebody's open from behind the arc to shoot the three, or if he's doing a hockey pass. But that's what type of gravity that he has. But I know right off top, because that's that question that was being asked, and he kind of just like next question. But I know that kind of makes it hard for you to get acclimated in the game, especially for someone like him. If he's not just at least touching the ball, not necessarily shooting or getting assists or something, but just touching it. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps you get in the rhythm. Same thing that we've said many a times about Jonas. Dumping the ball to him when he's calling for the ball down there. The thing is that the involvement is very important. And in Zion's case, especially him, since he's a huge part of the offense, he's got to touch the ball. There shouldn't be a trip down the floor where he doesn't touch it, at least. Just touch it.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of things in this game. The defense fell apart in the second half. I don't know. It was like, it was a tale of two halves. But I don't know. That's all I got for right now.
Yeah, this definitely that applies again tonight when you said that in the prior stream about a tale of two halves, and this time around it didn't work for us. I mean, the Pelicans just couldn't, and it's about playing complete basketball, high IQ basketball, complete basketball, 4 quarters, and we have to be able to put it all together and make it work. Now we got BI back, that was a plus, but it didn't work to help us. I mean, we allowed our weakest quarter still is the third quarter thus far in this young season. The Hawks went crazy in the third quarter alone. They put up 41 points on the Pelicans. I mean, they just ran away with it, and the Pelicans never recovered. A bunch of stumbling and bumbling in the second half, and it just was ridiculous. But anyway, let's peer into some of the individual statistics. The team stats right now. Pelicans were 40 of 84 for 47.6% from the field. The Hawks were 45 of 93 for 48.4%. They hit 14 of 41 from downtown for 34.1%. Pelicans only 8 3-pointers that they made of 31 attempts for just less than 26%. Foul shots 19 to 24 by the Hawks for 79.2%. Pelicans were 17 to 21 for 81%. Very respectable. Rebounds, ridiculous. Hawks had 52 rebounds total against the Pelicans, 35. 19 offensive rebounds versus 9. 33 to 26 on the defensive rebounds, 28 to 24 assists. Pelicans did have the steal game 9 to 4 and the block game 7 to 5. Turnovers were down. They had 11 turnovers, 19 points off versus 13 by the Hawks with 13 points off for them. 17 to 14 fast break points, advantage Pelicans. 50 to 58, 56 and the points in the paint war, advantage Pelicans. So in the end, we've seen a lot of telling things right here, but yeah, no doubt about it. Everything turned off. A lot of stuff went wrong, and you're absolutely right about Zion Williamson being a big part of this. The Pelicans have to get back and figure out how to make this all work. And you can see Zion was frustrated. They mentioned, the point about getting Valanciunas involved, and when Val gets going, it does help take some pressure off. But really, Zion's the focal point. Getting him going and making sure everybody flow that's a big part of it, because he's such he's a centerpiece of this whole thing. So you have to get him attached and going and moving and shaking. So Lex, talk to me about some of the team stats that stick out to you.
Okay. Let me look at them here. Hold on. Well, right off top, I mean, just from rebounding was not great. I mean, the turnovers were down, but it's always one or the other with those as far as turnovers and rebounds. But I've always said that rebounds and turnovers kind of go hand in hand. It's one of those things, like, they're all about possessions. Possessions mean more opportunities. And obviously they didn't, the Hawks got more opportunities and capitalized on those opportunities more than the Pels did. Oh shoot. Sorry about that. But yeah, then you look at just the 3-point shooting. It seemed like they were hitting everything, and it was everybody on the Hawks. Pels weren't hitting anything, not anything late anyway. It just seems like though I think the rebounding, 3-point shooting. And I think the weird thing about the 3-point shooting is that they're getting the looks. Like, guys are open. They're good shots. They're just not going in, which comes to the point, like, we still need more 3-point shooting. And obviously we're missing Trey and everything, but you can never have enough too much shooting, because it's a shooter's league right now. But yeah, that right there is the biggest thing. Those were the biggest things: the 3-point shooting and the rebounds.
Yeah, that's you're absolutely right about the 3-point shooting. A lot of struggling going on. Now we had Super CJ in the last couple of games. Not so much. He kind of fell back to earth in this matchup, only putting up 13 points. He hit 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. He struggled. Herb Jones was 1 of 5. We'll go over the individuals in a second. But it's real interesting, like some of the guys, even Matt Ryan, who was hot, he was ice cold in this matchup. So we didn't get that production. KLJ, he was 0 for 2. And really the only person that was doing a worth of salt in the game was Jordan Hawkins. He was 4 of 8 from downtown. Everybody else was either 1 of 3, 1 of 5, 1 of 6, 0 for 2, 0 for 3, that kind of junk. So, I mean, yeah, they were getting the looks, and they just wasn't, putting them all together. You're absolutely right. Defense, everything. We can look at several different issues the Pelicans suffered from and that afflicted them to help them lose the game like this. But that's the individual statistics. Zion finished with 25 points in 32 minutes. He was 9 of 16 from the field. He was 7 of 10 from the foul line. He finished with 25 points, 5 boards, 3 assists in the matchup. The next person that scored was Jordan Hawkins. He had 15 points. He was a 5'11", from the field, 4 of 8 from downtown in 24 minutes of action. He finished with 5 rebounds as well. Then you looked at 16 points from BI. Let's not forget BI coming back for the first time in I don't know how long. He finished with 16 points in 32 minutes of action, 7 boards, 3 assists, and that's just what it is. 13 points by Herb Jones in the matchup. CJ McCollum had 13. But if you look at some of the stuff that happened with them in terms of their shooting, it just stunk. Herb was 1 of 5 from downtown. CJ was 1 of 6. It just wasn't popping for these guys tonight. Valanciunas, who we could be counting on with 21 minutes of action, he finished with 6 points, 7 boards. So we just couldn't get. If we'd had maybe, I say we had an extra 20-point score, but man, it just several players just didn't have really good nights. Like CJ was below his average at this point, and we needed a little bit more oomph. We didn't get it. We needed somebody else to kind of help lift us a bit. We just didn't get it. And like you said, the effort in the second half was atrocious, man, and we end up falling out of this thing. But yeah, you're right. Trae Young and those guys were hitting these shots. They were hitting these shots. Murray was doing their thing, and they played really well. Johnson, the other guy we talked about in the preview, we talked about Johnson when he finished with 21 points and 11 boards. He shot 2 of 3 from downtown and was 8 of 13 from the field. So yeah, they played really well against the Pelicans. So let's touch down on some of these individuals. Talk to me about a couple of players, that you want to talk about in terms of our individuals.
Well, I got 2 people. The obvious one is Zion, but I first want to just recognize Jayhawk. For him to be a rookie, you know what I'm saying, and given a lot of opportunity to just showcase, his shooting. I mean, he's been getting more and more playing time, and that's even over, Kyra, who really hasn't been showing a whole lot. But Jayhawk, like Zion was saying, his confidence is through the roof. It's like, he's, experienced as far as just his confidence. I'm definitely, happy for him, and he's only going to get better, but these reps that he's getting is, it's good. As far as his growth and development, I would have loved for him to knock down some more of those 3-pointers. But I mean, really, a lot of things with the team were collective. But yeah, we really, in that second half, we really didn't have it going as far as the shooting from behind the arc. Which brings me to Zion. The inside is something that's always gonna be there because he's just so dominant down there. I think, obviously at times, he went down there and kicked it out, but we just got to drop those shots, man. Especially, when you have the space or you're wide open. And some of them hit, but it just wasn't enough. Just on the offensive end. And so, but yeah, definitely, I think those 2 stick out the most. And I did want to say this earlier, but as far as the whole team, the energy's definitely got to be better. For some reason, like the energy, like just coming out and playing with a lot of energy. And that's where we really, 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 really miss Jose. Like we have to have better energy and just demeanor and coming into these games, like wanting to win, really wanting to play, playing hungry, playing like we're trying to get it. But you don't really see that like as much as we need it. But yeah, those were the 2 that stuck out the most.
Yeah, and absolutely, man. We need a much better performance, total team performance. I think the Pelicans will rebound. This was a tough one, man. I really wanted them to get this victory so we can climb a little higher. We got a lot tougher adversary that's coming up. We're getting ready to face off against the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets, 6-1 and 4-0 at home. So you got the Joker, you got Jamal, you got Murray up there. So this is going to be a tough matchup for the Pelicans.
Man, they are playing beautiful basketball.
Yep.
I've been looking at their games, man. I mean, they know their roles. They move the ball so well. They're confident, obviously coming off of the championship. But you know, this team, they know that they have a strong identity, and you know, they're not really playing around.
No,
This
this
is tough.
right. It's a carryover, and it's definitely a carryover effect that you're seeing from them. You are absolutely 100% right. This team is playing really good basketball early, and we'll see. You know what we got we got Bi, we got Zion there, and I know several of our players will start migrating back to the team once they get healthy. Jose Alvarado, Trey Murphy, and the rest of these guys going to come and help fortify the bench. And I know the Pelicans can do a lot better shooting the ball against a Denver team. They go up to that high altitude, and that's always an issue. But like I said, we'll have an opportunity in a couple days to go down there and try to make something shake. So let's kind of preview that thing, Lexxah. Let's talk about what is needed for us to beat this Denver Nugget team. They're currently on a 2-game winning streak. I think they just beat the Bulls, beat the brakes off the Bulls recently.
Yeah, the Bulls aren't doing well, but what I was impressed with was when they won against Dallas,
Right.
because Dallas they were going toe to toe. I mean, as far as the scoring, I mean, everybody was like, it was like back to back to back to back to back to back threes, like literally. I mean, same thing with twos. I mean, they were really going at it. The efficiency was just really good. But yeah, the number one thing, just like I said the last time, is energy. Gotta have that energy. You gotta match that energy. You know, that's the first thing. It's like, and hopefully, you know, by it being Denver, they'll come out, you know, playing with an edge, like playing with, you know, just hungry and like trying to get after it, because it's one of the top teams in the West and also the defending champs. But we got to come with some type of energy. The second thing is discipline. Like, you got to be disciplined against the better teams. I mean, you want to be disciplined against any team, but you got to have discipline against these better teams. They do a good job of taking care of the ball. Just got to be disciplined. Make the right pass. Make good passes. You know, I don't know. It's just there's just basic things like set good screens, box out. You know, just basic fundamentals. We got to remember to do all the basic things and do those things well. And then again, Denver plays with pace too, and their pace is a whole lot more fluent. But Pels got to play with pace, got to push the ball, got to, you know, get them on their heels. You know, just make them feel us on the defensive end. No, don't let them get, you know, just easy shots, especially like they did against, you know, with the Hawks. You know, they just got too many layups, man. It was like a layup line in that second half. But you know, it's just we can't let the offense go through our defense. We gotta have some backbone and be determined. Like, hey, you know, we're gonna stop you. We're gonna stop you on this possession, and we're confident with that. And then push the ball. But those are the biggest things. Playing with a lot of energy, playing disciplined, playing with pace, and playing smart.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, man. I just want us to. I mean, God damn it, that our defense needs to improve. And I think Kevin mentioned Zion Williamson's poor defense. He talked about Zion Williamson need to step his defensive up. I just look at the Pelicans team and I see a guy like Herb Jones, who obviously is, you know, a key defender, and you got other guys that play well. I just think from a communication standpoint, we have to be able to communicate better, and we could be so much better defensively speaking, but we just kind of up and down. Like this game right here at the Smoothie King Center should have been a I ain't saying we blowing away the Hawks, but in the second half, we could have came out and did a lot better. We should have won this game. And it ended up being what it is. They're 4-2 now, so we got a lot tougher foe. We have to go up and see if we can get that from up out of them. So we'll see how it all shakes and goes. But to me, seeing Zion frustrated, they have to be able to figure a way to get more involved, get him more involved here, and not have him because he did what he did, but we got to be able to do better than this, fam, for real. And I know it's still early and there's still a lot of basketball left to go. And we just have to keep working at this thing, man. That's what it's all about. We have to keep working. We got to keep working till we get it right. A lot of basketball remaining. That's for real. A lot of basketball. So let's not get too down. Let's kind of keep that balance and stay in the middle there, like Lex was dropping not too long ago in one of those reports. So listen, fam, before we move on with our dialogue, let me let the family members know that if you want to pop in, you can feel free to pop in and share your thoughts. You know what time it is. It's the weekend, baby. So we got a lot. We open up the lines of communication for the Pelican faithful to come in and get it off the chest. So if you got something positive to say, or not too negative, whatever, I'm not gonna censor you. But please feel free to come on in and drop some science and share some stuff with us about the Pelicans, what you think went wrong tonight, things like that. So hit the link. We in here. We'll be up in here till maybe about 12 o'clock or whatnot. I can't stay up with y'all too late. I got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow with the Saints stuff. I got an LSU stream early on. Y'all won't hear all my business, but that's what I got going on. So anyway, it's a nonstop thing, man. I just don't stop. I just keep going. What is it, Lex, the Energizer Bunny? Just keep going.
Yeah, Energizer Rabbit.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. The guy just keep going. Jay Black is about to chime in. Lex, we got Jay Black.
Okay. My screen is black, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna come back in, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So for the rest of the fam, man, y'all feel free to join in, man. Pop in and hit the link, man. We about to talk some Pels. All right. Jay Black, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
So I don't have a bad I ain't see it as bad as everybody else seen it. This is just one of the teams is a matchup problem against us. If they plan this way. So Atlanta, they 4-2. They lost to the team that we beat. They lost to the Knicks. And they lost to who else? They lost to the Hornets, their first two games. And one common thing that I've seen between that is that they didn't start Jalen Johnson. They started Jalen Johnson when they played the Bucks. They beat the shit out of the Bucks too. They beat Bucks by 17.
And that was a comeback win, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game. Nope. They was beating them. They beat them the whole game.
Yeah, they were on top of them the whole time.
So now what that did is that unlocked them. They've been on a 4-game winning streak since then. And their size really messed with us. And like last year, I said the size of Minnesota Timberwolves, when they was playing 3 bigs, give us problems. The teams with size will really give us problems if they could defend them. And there's another problem that we have is I'm starting to see 2 problems that I see: size at the power forward position and having 2 dynamic guards. When we played against Golden State, Stephen Curry and Chris Paul. Playing tonight, Trae Young and Dejounte Murray. So those dynamic guards is giving us a problem, and size at the 4 position, because if they shooting outside, they could bring Big V away from the basket. And at the Big V, you don't really got size down there because you got Herb on one of the guards. So you got Herb and Big V probably in a screen and roll. They at the top of the key. The last 3 people will be B.I., Zion, and CJ. So you're expecting them to get a lot of rebounds and they're not doing it. They're not doing it, and we're lacking because of that. And a lot of these rebounds right here, this game was more scramble rebounds. This wasn't effort rebounds. You really couldn't box out a lot of these rebounds. It was a lot of scramble, long shots. We was playing a lot better defense early on Trey Young. He didn't have a big game. He got his average. He averages 21 and 10. He got around his average. Javonte Murray averages 21 and 6. He got around his average. But Jalen Johnson was the key factor. He was the key factor why we lost. If he don't get his points, we win this game. If he don't come out 21, I think he averages 10 or 13 points. If he doesn't have a big breakout game, he was killing us. His size, he shot good from the 3-point. He made 2 out of 3. He was getting alley-oop threats, and I just think we don't play the big lineup against a big team. What we did is play small lineups and tried to outquick them, and we wasn't passing the ball good. There's a lot of things that I've seen, but I'm not really worried about it because it ain't a lot of teams that gonna match us up like that. So we 4-2, so I'm not really worried. I just hope they clean up or understand why we're losing. We're losing against big teams and dynamic point guards, at least 2 dynamic point guards. That's what I've seen so far. So basically that's what I see right now. And then I ain't really, there's some other things that I've seen, but I ain't going to be long-winded. I'm going to just let somebody else go.
All right, Jay Black. That was pretty good, Jay Black. Yeah, Jalen Johnson, man. I put his stats on screen. The guy averages just over 13 points a game, just under 8 rebounds a game. And he not only got 21 and 11 tonight, but he also averages 2 assists. He had 4, and his plus minus was plus 19. So, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. He was a big factor in how and what happened. So, and we didn't help them either with these when missing the shots that we could have hit that could have kept everything together. And there was other things, like you said.
One last part too. The free throws. Yeah, I don't know. We got to make the free throws. You said it last year. It's creeping up again. We've seen too many people miss free throws, and that's it.
Yeah.
They actually did pretty decently this game. The last game and
they just didn't do good on the boards.
Right.
Let me see. Then I must have just been looking at Zion miss free throws then.
Well, he missed what? He was 7
He made 7. He made them 3 free throws. I think it was in the third quarter. I think it was the third quarter I was looking at. I don't know. That's what I looked at.
Yeah, he was 7 of 10 from the foul.
Yeah, it was good. My bad. But that's what I seen.
Nah, but you know what? I get you on that, J Block, with the free throws because
because they had been a problem.
Right. That's pretty much what we do. Is we've been struggling. We've been free throw struggling over the last couple of games. They actually been pretty damn good. It was
been really good. It was a pretty good game.
81% tonight. So
I was wrong on that one, but I remember them 3 free throws though. Yeah.
All right, J Black, stay right where y'all, fam. Brother Aramis, are you there, sir? Welcome on to the Pelican Postgame Report. What you think about the matchup tonight, my friend?
I think one of the issues we ran into is also just with the fact that, typically whenever BI is just coming back into the lineup, it takes a good few games for him to get reacclimated within the system. And with this also being a whole new system under James Borrega, it's probably going to take time for us to develop that what do you call it, muscle memory type of thing within the lineups. But I think another issue we run into is just the fact of we haven't played together a lot. Like, we just haven't. Like, there's not a lot of data within the team's chemistry, in the lineups as a whole. We're always in and out with injuries and stuff like that. I mean, we don't have I think 3 or 4 of our rotation players who are going to be consistently in our lineups when they come back. Like, we don't have a lot of data when it comes to how good we naturally are going to just really play together when it comes to a full course of a season. So I think a lot of the things is just adjusting right now, and then it's also the fact that we just lack chemistry. You see teams like OKC, and it's just like it's kind of natural, but it's because they've been playing so consistently together for a little while now. Like even if it's a year, like a year can help a lot when it comes to the dynamic chemistry. And for us, we just don't have that because Zion and BI, it's become a consistent issue with them being in and out of lineups. So I think that's really just one of our biggest factors. And I mean, it might not seem like much, but when it comes to it being your two stars who are gonna be, most of your production in a lineup, that's a lot. And for them both, they don't really have that dynamic chemistry of like playing together. Like sometimes it seems like the offense is off whenever they're both in a lineup together. Like it's kind of clunky. It's kind of like it just doesn't match. But that's just because it hasn't been a lot of time together on the court, and they're still trying to feel each other out. So that's what I gotta say about that.
What you think, Lex?
I do agree to some extent, but you don't forget how to play basketball though. And what I mean by that is like just making simple passing, making basic, just fundamentally sound passes or setting screens and different things. Knowing where the open man is. I just kind of feel like when you swing the ball, and it causes a ripple effect and you swing the ball around the arc. There's moments where sometimes the ball is being skipped over, a player, and it's like, why didn't you just swing it to the next man to get it to the corner? It's things like that that's like that didn't make any sense. That's basic basketball. There's a lot of thinking and just hesitancy out there on just things that you should not hesitate on. And I've said for a long time, like even like it seems like every other team throws lobs. Like this team doesn't consistently know how to throw a lob or consistently know how to pass in the post without getting a deflection or something like that. I mean, those are things that they actually teach you in middle school. I think those are the things that, it's like, okay, that really doesn't have a whole lot to do with chemistry. Those are just basic basketball plays that, you've learned, since grade school. So, but I mean, definitely, I do understand that they do need to play together. It is weird, like just seeing these different plays and things like that. Like as far as the pick and roll does not look comfortable at all. I mean, it looks weird. Um, I don't know. It seems like depending on who it is, like certain players are playing well together, and then other sets of players aren't. It's just kind of wacky. Like there's almost like maybe 2 or 3 basketball games going on at the same time. But there's a lot that I see out there that just doesn't make sense. Just too much thinking and just you know, maybe they just need more time. So, the guy, it's only been what? This is what, the 5th game? Maybe they just, definitely they need more time to mesh. But I hope they find the answer quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Well, with the offense, what is a big elephant in the room? The elephant in the room is Zion needs to shoot. So if Zion is going to be Zion, his ability to score, his highest ability to score is in a painted area. But now you got to put somebody out to spread the court. So they put Big V outside when Zion got to score inside, and he can't stretch the floor. So That's why it's looking like a and BI really don't. You're still trying to get him to be comfortable shooting more threes. Valanciunas, he's shooting a lot faster. This is not a knock on him. It's just these. It looks this way because of the spacing of Zion scores from the interior. Big V scores from the interior. So who would you rather have in the post or have in the mid post around the free throw? You'd rather have Zion there. So then you have to have Big V outside, and Big V don't shoot that many threes. Now you space it, and then you having Herb. Herb just getting into his new 3-point shooting. So that's why the offense is not clicking like that. And let's say is a screen to screen with Valanciunas and Zion. Zion hold the ball a tad bit longer than he needs to. Like he'll dribble one time and instead of kicking it to the corner real fast, or BI dribble longer. It's just getting they need to understand the way this offense needs to work is they need to trust their players, trust the people. If they got an open shot, pass it to them. Don't really think about it. They're really thinking about it because this is a new system. They dribble a little longer than they used to because last year they had to dribble more. They ain't had to trust their players as much. So because they had to do the hero man ball, I had to take it over at certain times, and that's why the chemistry seems off. That's why Big V and CJ. That unit with the shooting unit was our best unit, but it struggled tonight. It struggled tonight against Atlanta. Our best unit tonight, it looked like to me, was the who was it? It was Larry Nance, B.I., Kyra, Dyson. I think it was Dyson. I don't think it was Dyson. It was one of them. It was Jay Hawkins and I think Matt Ryan. I think it was the fast unit. Matter of fact, it was Dyson Daniels. It was Dyson Daniels. It was It was Kyra when they was using more speed. That was our best lineup tonight. We just got to find the best lineup for which night and run with that unit a little bit more. I think we tried it. It just was a bad matchup. I think this was just a bad matchup. That's why I'm not really frustrated. I just see things that we can improve on, and we will improve as the year go on. We're 4-2, so this one thing we just wipe under the bridge. It's just water under the bridge. We gonna get better. I don't think this is. I think they're gonna understand how to play with each other, and when Trey come back, he solves a lot of problems though. Because his height, he solves a lot of problems that we looking like we haven't right now. So,
do y'all think that whenever Najee Marshall comes back, do you think he's gonna have the same minutes in the rotation, or do you think his minutes are gonna be cut by a lot less with Hawkins and Matt Ryan?
I think it depends. Like, because Matt Ryan, he's actually he started off doing well. I don't know. He's been kind of up and down. And Jayhawk, he's got more minutes, but I think he's taking more of like Kyra's minutes. But then when Jose gets back, that might change. So it may be more so Matt Ryan. It'll be a challenge there, but I think that'll depend on matchups.
I think it depends on matchups. I think the defense Najee Marshall plays, they gonna rock out with the defense. I think he's still gonna get a lot of opportunities, Matt Ryan, because he showed that he could score. He could get real hot, or it could be real cold. That's what it looked like from the recent data. But I think they trust Najee a lot more. So I think it's going to be. I don't even know how many minutes he was playing, or he projected to play. Probably like 10 or 15, something. So
yeah, that was on average. That was what Najee was playing too.
14. Yeah.
Okay,
And
then
I
that
asked that because we just recently cut Kaiser Gates and signed Jeremiah Robinson Earl, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly are we gonna do with him because he plays a small five, and I just don't know exactly how that's gonna work with him. How do y'all think they're gonna be utilizing him, or if they're even gonna really utilize him?
Well, gotta utilize him. I mean, that's why they picked him up and cut the other guy, right? But but yeah, shoot, I'm looking at how the Hawks were playing. I would say like how they were using their big men. Especially that Jalen guy and what was that other guy's name? Because he was giving us problems too. He was the dark skinned cat.
Onyeka?
Yeah, him. Yeah, because we said them two was gonna give this team problems. They gave the Bucks problems. But yeah, I would say using him like them two or DeAndre Hunter.
Well, okay, I have a question. Sorry to interrupt, but how are we gonna use Cody Zeller? I mean, I know he's
he's not in here.
no,
Right now, like
Chainsaw Massacre.
you know how Kyra wasn't in the rotation like last season.
Boy, I tell you, leave it to DJ. Boy, DJ gonna fight the underdog, boy.
No. All right, because I know where y'all getting that from.
DJ, he's not even in rotation right
No,
now.
not at all.
I mean, and he's not gonna get. He's more there to help the
Insurance.
team. He's like a practice player to
Sure,
help
yeah.
the team get the offense because he was with Borrego at the Hornets. But that's kind of his role right now to help the guys on where they need to be at and all that stuff.
So
and maybe a cheerleader on the bench.
You could
Insurance policy, like just
Yeah, there you
in
go.
case.
That too.
Just in case. We'll break it just in case something happen where we need an extra big guy.
Or some
Hopefully
extra height.
not Larry Nance or Zion. So you get Cody Zeller as a backup insurance policy.
So
That's
what
all.
gonna do with EJ Liddell? Because when
I have been trying to figure out why we haven't given him any minutes at least. Like
Because
I've been trying to figure that out.
We seen how he looked during preseason. It wasn't really much in preseason that he did.
Yeah, he really didn't look too great.
I know,
Not yet.
I don't know.
But who would you sacrifice the minutes for though?
Kyra. I just don't think that his level of production is that much of an impact, to be honest.
So you putting him in a lineup with who?
I'm not saying. Oh,
if you take Kyra out because he's the point guard,
right?
Oh, you gotta the lineup he usually running: Kyra, Dyson Daniels, Herb, and usually one of the stars, Bi or Zion, and Larry Nance.
Okay, so
that's how the lineup usually rolls. So you're taking out Kyra and putting in EJ Liddell, so you're having more of a big unit and not really a point at all. Like
no, here's my rotation with that. It'll be Dyson at the 1, J Hog at the 2, Naj at the 3, Larry at the 4 and EJ at the 5, or vice versa, or one of them two. Yeah.
Let me ask this: what position does EJ Liddell play?
A combination of the 4 and a 5, 4 and a 3.
4 and 5. No, 4 and 5. He could be a small ball 5.
Nah, he's too small for the small
he's
ball.
too small.
He's too small.
I'm looking at him like now. I know he was doing that a little bit in college, but I'm looking at him on the pro level, and that's not really doing it. Like I'm not really seeing that.
What's his height?
6'6".
Oh, I thought
because he don't even look 6'6". He looked like 6'4".
6'4". He looks small.
Same height as Zion.
Yeah, I
No,
know, but I
yeah,
mean,
but
Zion
uh,
looks like, he can handle himself out there. He looks like he's a big 6'6".
Yeah,
Like
but the
this
problem
dude
with
is not.
Zion at 5 is whenever you run into lineups like the Jazz.
or the lineup like tonight, Atlanta, or the
Yeah,
lineup like Milwaukee, or the lineup like um
I mean, the whole
Denver.
a
Yeah,
lot of teams have gotten longer. They've
because
beefed up
they
courts.
getting ready for Denver. Everybody's gearing up because Denver played with two bigs. So everybody's seeing that. So the league catches up. That's why they traded their big man.
Okay,
That was
how tall is Aaron Gordon?
I think he's
he about
6'9".
6'6",
He's like
6'9".
Okay, cause when you said they got those bigs, I'm like, okay, I know Aaron Gordon's out there. I didn't know who the other guy was.
Joker.
Well, I know. Come on.
Yeah.
No, like I
Oh,
didn't really consider. I guess Gordon I mean, I know he's out there, but they don't play Jordan. Like he just gets okay, I know they get this guy, but he's new. He just got on the team. I don't know. I mean,
Michael
really,
Porter
I
nah.
think with Denver, I mean, I think they're long in different in a lot of positions. Like at least between the 2 and the 5, they're really long.
Yeah,
With the exceptions of Murray.
yeah. You got
But
Michael Porter, who's when
yeah,
he's healthy,
he's
6'11".
6'9", or
yeah,
6'11", yeah.
6'10", 6. Yeah, he's about
Yeah, he's
KD's
kind of
height,
like their Durant,
Yep, 6'10".
shooter, sniper.
and
Uh,
he's decent on defense too. Actually, he's
Yeah,
yeah.
blocking
and then
up
they
Kevin
have
Durant in
Caldwell
game.
Pope. He's a great two-way player.
Oh yeah, he.
Actually, they got height in all different positions.
Yeah, that's
So
what I was saying between the 2 and the 5.
even Jamal Murray, he's 6'4". So that's a decent height. Then you got
Well, that's a
Caldwell
decent
Pope,
height
he's
for a point guard.
6'6". Then you got Porter that's 6'10", Gordon 6'8", and Joker 7 feet or 6'11", 7 feet. You know, but Gordon is known for his jumping ability and he uses it. So I don't know.
And they've
And
been utilizing him to bring the ball
their
up.
defense that they run,
Yeah,
huh?
they have nice depth.
Their
With Peyton
defense that
Watson,
they run is different. They don't they run a lot more zone and they use Joker defense ability of stripping the ball. Like he's not a rim protector, but he got fast hands. So they put him in different positions where he can use his fast hands. He uses size sometimes, but they shot blockers more like Gordon and Porter height wise. They like position and zone up. And they shut a lot of teams down with that too. And then you got to score with them.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
nobody can stop Joker.
they get up and down that court. Their fast break is really nice. They shoot it
Yeah.
up the side of the court and just be hitting them threes. They do that all the time.
All right. It's one last thing I had to think about. Now you said that Lexxah, you was talking about the free throws. So I started looking at who was the best free throw shooters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, who got the most attempts? The number one, I think it was
Giannis.
Then it was who was second? It was somebody second. But they got Joel Embiid was second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he has 12 or 11, somewhere that those free throws. Joker averaged 6 attempts this year, and I think Zion is around the same level. 6 attempts, 6 to 8, I believe. If they don't get those many, and Trey Young get more free throws than Zion this year. Matter of fact, 2 people I think him and Murray get more free. Let me see that. I think they
Jamal
do
Murray?
average. If you look at the stats, it was a lot of people that had more free throws than Zion averages, and I, eh. And do he deserve it? Did Trey Young deserve to get the calls that he gets? That's the question I had.
I mean,
Okay, Trey, you said Trey Young?
Trey Young,
Okay,
he,
all right.
he averaged way more free throw attempts than Zion.
Which that doesn't make
Or,
sense, but
how much does he average?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He only
Yeah.
went to the playoffs once. Zion went to the playoffs once. Didn't accomplish anything. They get a lot of calls as guards.
yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, it is sports entertainment,
Okay.
unfortunately, but that's the only way that I can see on why they're not making those calls. Before Zion got hurt, he was leading as far as points in the paint ahead of Giannis, and Giannis had been owning that.
Yeah.
I think there was a few years where he actually did that. And it's like he wasn't getting the call. So it's like for someone who lives in the paint, makes a living down there, and who's successful down there just as much as Giannis, why aren't you getting the calls? But I said on the other day that I think it has more so to do with individual player success, team success, and individual accolades, that type thing. And maybe like that's just something that Zion, as well as the Pelicans, they have to live up to. Obviously, you make your name in the playoffs. I mean, that's how you get your respect. Ultimately. So I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with that on why he's not getting the calls. Really, just period.
If he doesn't flop like Shea and Trey, to be honest. They're
Huh?
both floppers. They're very well known floppers, and SGA is known for
Yes.
attacking the rim, but he
You know what?
flops a lot too.
It seems like it's almost everybody's kind of adopting a little bit of flopping, or
Yes.
just what I'm saying, which is sad because that's one thing that I actually respect about Zion. He's not, and also Kyrie, he doesn't do that.
I love
Like
Kyrie.
they are really trying to ball. They're not trying to go in and get fouled. They're going in to make the shot. And if they get fouled, then that's what happens. I mean, that's basketball, but they've this flopping, and I know they brought out that new rule again. They did it a few years ago and implemented it, and then they stopped implementing it, and now it's back again. But I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the game. I hate that. I hate the fact that you have to say that hey, Zion, you got to flop a little bit, exaggerate it a little bit, that you're getting hit, when
Yeah.
it's like if someone's coming across your arms or hitting you from the side, or you're getting sandwiched by 3 people, you mean to tell me that you can't make that call? I don't care how big you are. That's a foul.
The problem is if Zion had actually adopted the flopping, like the flopping movement, it still wouldn't even look right. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
because
you
he's
would
such a
like
big guy. That's
it just
like
wouldn't look right.
Shaq flopping or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It just, I don't know.
And then he would get fined for it, and they would be like, "That was definitely over exaggerated," because
Yeah.
it just wouldn't look right.
And then everybody would start calling him a flopper, which Zion clearly is not a flopper. That's one thing that I'm proud to say, that he's not a flopper.
Bottom line is Zion got to shoot. That's the bottom line. Either develop a mid range or hit the three. Because people like the opponent is looking for him to drive. Don't get me wrong. 9 out of 10, he's gonna get the layup or the acrobat layup If you're playing 2K, that's the key time from 2K. But Zion got to shoot. What the very first game he played in the NBA, that was versus the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
That man had 17 points in the fourth quarter. And guess what? We were supposed to win that game. Elvin just turned them, took him out, and we lost.
He ain't lying.
Bottom line,
He ain't lying. You're right. Keep going.
You dead on. Go ahead, DJ.
Keep going. Keep cooking.
So
He ain't lying.
I think when Zion starts shooting, develop the what's the word I'm looking for?
The 3-point shooting or mid range?
Yeah,
I said midi.
Mid range 3-point shot, whatever you want to call it. That's when everybody gonna be like, okay, and then you don't know. I mean, it depends on who on the floor too. But I believe in my heart when Zion shoot the three, mid range, corner three, wing, whatever. That's when that offense is gonna be like, okay, we got Zion shooting threes now. What you want me to do, Coach?
If he just shoot a mid range, not even the three, if he just take the mid range, he creates a lot more space where other people can operate, where Big V can operate. So they forcing Big V to move out because they need Zion to have the space. They don't want to clog the lane with both of them down there. So they trying to find spots where they could get Big V in a good spot where he could shoot. And it just making it looks like that. And then people got to get off. B.I. got to get his shots. Zion get his shots. And that's what I seen. That's another thing I seen. When B.I. and Zion in the game together, they usually take the bulk of the shots. Then when they go to the bench, then CJ and Big V start taking over. Like they start doing their thing. Like when they're in the game together, then it seemed like the ball runs through them. And that was still one of the most successful offenses right there is right then. When it don't look like you were saying, Lexxah, that it looks messed up. It's because it still looked like that taking a turn thing.
Yeah.
Either it's BI or is Zion going to go off early, then both of them going to sit down, and CJ and Big V is going to usually cruise control in that second quarter or whenever they come out. And then the third quarter is when they come back in. That third quarter, that unit is our starting unit. Our starting unit needs to pick it up to me.
And I feel like
that's the energy.
I feel like whenever BI was most aggressive today, I think it was
the first quarter.
It was the first quarter, but Zion only had one shot. I thought that was really weird. And he ended up with 10 shots, I think, tonight? 10 shots?
Who?
BI.
Oh, because they start trapping in the third quarter. They start trapping and pulling their weak side defender in and daring them to do a skip pass across in the corner. And they wouldn't. That one pass is like kryptonite to us right now. Like if they blitz us on the middle pick and roll and they got to make a skip pass to the corner, it takes too long to get over there. It ain't fresh. It ain't nice. It ain't right in a shooting man pocket so he could just take a shot. It's like it's not a laser pass. It's more like a floater. Like it's hard to describe. It takes too long to get there.
Yeah.
So that's what they was doing the whole second or the third quarter. They was not letting us score from mid range, not letting BI get his shots off. Whenever he tried to screen in the middle, they would double team it, and they're zone up behind it, and we couldn't do nothing with it because they got two rim protectors. Even if we pull Clint Capella out, they had Jalen Johnson as a rim protector. When we pulled Jalen Johnson away from the rim, they have Clint Capella. So we still can't get to the rim nice and fluent because they always had a rim protector on the court that really was alternating our shots when we get to the
I want to
get to the line.
quick. On that what you just said. One thing that I don't see a whole lot, and it actually worked. I don't know if you all remember that T-Wolves game where Zion had 43 and he hit like 12 points straight. If you go back and look at that set, it was him and Jonas doing the pick and roll. I think that they need to do more of that, and we don't see enough of the big man game. Like I actually saw it in the second half against OKC just a few days ago. I mean, and it actually worked, and it wasn't just with him and Jonas; it was him and Nance. There were some sets that that Zion had ran with CJ. I mean, everybody, like everything was like really flowing. If you all can recall that second half, but that's something that this team doesn't do well. I mean, I hear everything that you all are saying as far as moving JV out, but the thing is that that big man game or the front court, however you want to call it, that has actually worked, and we don't use it consistently. We go away from that. Because the thing is, JV is very good around that basket. So is Zion. You have two great skilled players, one who both finish well around the basket, but we don't use that. Instead of taking JV out of the paint, use that. Bring him up to that free throw line, set the screen. There's a lot. JV's already up there. He does that tippy toe thing like Jokic does. And you have a layup. Like, it works. That has actually worked. Every time I've seen that, it works. Also with Nance. Every time I've seen it, it works, but we don't use it consistently. We go back to something else, which really doesn't make much sense. But I mean, I think definitely Zion, he's working on his shot. They did a whole like when he was warming up for the game when it was on NBA TV, they actually went through his workout right before the game, and he's working on his threes. So I'm not concerned about his midi or his 3-point shooting. That's going to come as the season goes along because he's working on it. He's been working on that. But I just think, like, as far as like just right now, why can't we use that front court to our advantage? Stop trying to move JV out. Bring him up. Bring his big body, his big round body up to screen. Okay. And then you have another big body who has great handles, who can slither, in small spaces, which is, astronomical to me. And you have easy layups. It's so easy. And it's there every time I've seen it. It's been there. Nobody has been able to stop that.
Yeah, that's a great point, Lexxah. That's a great point. That's a really good point. And we often talk about them using, I don't think it's a part of the philosophy of Willie Green. I don't think he is totally bought in on the Valanciunas thing. You know what I mean? It's because it's almost sometimes they treat Val like he's an unskilled big, like he didn't have any game to him. That's very puzzling to me because I'm like, Val is a top 10 NBA center. He's a guy that can shoot the three. He can score. He can play underneath around the basket. He also can pull up and take a shot, a mid-range shot. He's very skilled. He's not as fast as you would want him to be, but he's an effort guy. He's out there trying to run and do what he can do.
Big Q.
Go ahead.
Jokic, he ain't quick either, but
That's
he gets
right.
it done.
But
He gets it done. And that's what it's about. Utilizing those gifts. I think, and this is partial on coaching and just setting up your players to succeed. Like, there's ways, like, that second half against OKC, man, I don't know if you all saw that, but CJ, he was playing like a 2. coming off of those screens and the shuffle pass to him, and he's ready to shoot. That's what works best for him. It's like we see these plays and these moments where they're playing very well. There's like, oh man, it looks great out there. Everybody's moving, everybody is comfortable. And then it's like we go away from that.
Well,
Why are we going away from things that are working?
because you're saying a game when BR wasn't playing.
Well, yeah,
So
he just so happened to not playing that game. I'm just saying, like when they were playing, like the different sets that they had.
they
As
run
far as
more
I was specifying in mainly the front court. Like I
Yeah,
don't understand why we don't use that.
we're run through the front court based on the matchup and based on what's going on in the game. And BI wasn't there. So if BI is usually our number one and number two option. Matter of fact, I don't consider number one and number two option. BI and Zion is usually one A and one B.
Like how Chris
CJ
Middleton and
is the third option. Valanciunas is the fourth option. So what they're going to do is run through the first two options, go through the third option, to the fourth option. That's how it goes. That's how the NBA goes.
That's true.
They ain't going to prioritize Big V.
No,
That's why I say
it's not about that. Like if a matchup is working, like we've only seen small samples of that. I would have loved to seen it on tonight to see how it would have worked. You know what I'm saying? And then you still have guys on the outside. Like every time Zion slashes into the lane, somebody's open on the outside. Guys were getting shots. How many threes were taken?
it was a lot we took
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, guys are getting shots. They're getting good shots. They're wide open. They have enough time to get the shot off. We're just not knocking them down. Just imagine if those shots are being knocked down. That changes the whole complexity of this
No,
game.
we shot 8-4, 31.
Yeah, we shot bad.
You see what I'm saying? Like the thing is, like stuff works if obviously the shots are dropping. But I mean, obviously, I always say that it's just like in football. If you establish the inside game, it opens up the outside. That's one thing that our front court allows us to do.
But you're saying the run, that's a 90s style basketball. They not running 90s style basketball. That's inside out. I know exactly what it is.
No, that's not 90s. Dog, what do you think Joker does? Joker is like on the elbow or by the free throw line, and he distributes. He causes.
He scores everywhere though.
Yeah,
Joker's
I know.
special though.
I'm just saying though. But he causes for the defense to double down on him, and he kicks it out. That still applies today.
But Joker is one of the best passers in the league. And you're
so
saying,
what are you trying to say? So you're saying that Zion
no, they ain't no way they passing like him. No, they can't pass like him. And Zion,
are we putting them in positions to do that though?
Yeah, but Zion don't. He sees what. So if Zion coming off a screen, let's say a screen and roll, and he going downhill, he usually only sees one side of the court. He don't usually see both sides of the court. He don't slow down his dribble. He usually going up. That's why he get his shot blocked a lot, because he don't recognize that it's a center and a power forward on him.
And the difference.
He got to read the defense. That's on him.
Yeah,
but he scores. He scores so good. We overlook it.
And the difference between Joker and Zion is the fact that Joker is like 7'1". He sees everything. Joker's the type of passer where it's like every single time he's either bringing the ball up the court or the ball is passed to him, whether it's on the interior or it's on the perimeter, you don't know where that ball is going. You just know it's going to be passed to somebody who's going to score the ball. That's just how dynamic of a passer he is. Like, it's not just the fact that he's a good scorer. This guy can score from the three very efficiently at that. He's got a good mid-range game. He's got a good post game. And then on top of that, he's also probably top 10 or top 5 passers in the league right now.
Yeah,
And I just like
top 3. I don't got that many people above him.
yeah, like he's Zion is generational. Is he a good passer? Yeah, for sure. But Joker is he's just different when it
Different.
comes to just that field because he sees things that most people, no, most passers, great passers, can't see. And
Yeah.
it's also on top of the fact of his scoring trajectory, but also the fact that his height also helps a lot with that too. I mean, he's 7'1". He sees the whole floor, not just one side. He can see everything.
Oh
So
yeah, I get that. I mean, Joker's a monster. I mean, yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I mean, he's nothing to turn your nose up at. I mean, the dude is
No.
cold.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm not. I'm definitely not
I'm
saying.
with you. I'm with you all on that. I mean, most
But
definitely. I mean, there's no argument there.
I just when I see like one thing I did see is Zion trusts. I said it last year. He trusts Trey Murphy more than he trusts anybody on the court. He passed a lot of his assists was going to Trey Murphy. If you look back at them games, he'll find Trey Murphy. He believed in Trey Murphy as much as he believed in his floater around the rim.
I agree with
He
that.
don't he
Okay,
don't
I
believe
agree
in
with that.
nobody else like that.
Okay, so
He
now the question is why though?
Because
because he,
Trey
he must
Murphy is
see
the
it in
best.
he must see it in practice or see it somewhere that he recognized that I'm gonna pass him the ball and I know the shot gonna go up and you can't double him from like it makes the game easier because you can't really double him from Trey's side. Let's say if he's on the left corner and Zion going the left, you can't double him out that corner now because he will pass it to him immediately.
And he's the best shooter on our team, honestly. Like
Oh yeah, easily.
his shot is so efficient. It's
I mean, it's
crazy.
40 feet out too.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
His shot is 40 feet out. He can hit that. And I mean, you got to respect it. There's so much space. And
Yeah.
when you got the rim between 40 feet and the rim, I mean, he really spaces the floor well.
I agree. And I think when Trey Murphy is out there playing with Zion, I think that's whenever we have the most space on the floor, to be honest.
True. True.
BI,
That's what,
BI on the other hand, it's just difficult because the dynamic is they kind of work in the same kind of areas, you know?
Same area.
Like it's just like, yeah, they're great in both dynamic scores, and yeah, they have different methods of the way that they score, but it's also operated in
The
around the same
same
area.
area.
But Trey Murphy can get to the hoop. He can get to the line, but he can also space the floor out. That's the difference in dynamic between Trey Murphy and BI is the fact that Trey Murphy is very, very athletic. Like he's got hops for days, but he can also shoot the three like from anywhere. Like that's the I think that's one of the things that we're gonna see kind of I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think that Trey Murphy is on a super high trajectory, and I'm trying to figure out how that's gonna work with BI because I feel like right
yeah,
now
everybody's high on Trey right now.
with BI's injury history, I feel like the front office is gonna start to look more at Trey Murphy like a second option on this team. Like I'm not
Oh.
trying to say
I agree.
So you think the trade rumors was real in the offseason?
I feel like because of Trey Murphy, his athleticism and his scoring capabilities, and the fact that what year is Trey Murphy in right now?
Third?
He's
I
in
think.
about year 3,
I think
and
3.
he's already developing at this high of a level. And BI, it's kind of a wishy-washy issue of he's in and out of the lineup. He's always injured, or he doesn't want to play whenever he's sore and stuff like that. That whole dynamic that's kind of like causing issues in the front office. I feel like they're gonna start to see Trey Murphy as more of a max player that they should just go with long term because he's younger. He also has better chemistry with Zion. It works well whenever they're both on the floor together. And I feel like they're going to actually really look at Trey Murphy and be like, this could be our guy. Like, he could really work with Zion. And Zion and Trey Murphy, I feel like they have better chemistry than BI and Zion. And that's just the truth. When you see it out on the court, and even whenever you see it off the court, it's like Zion praises Trey Murphy. Like, that's his
Yeah,
guy.
he did that on media day.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't even pay attention to that.
Yeah,
But
he's been very. A lot of people and the executives as well have been very high on Trey. I mean, he has the ability to be a 5-level scorer because he's already got basically like 2 of those down, and that's the shooting from 40 feet out. That's a pretty big one.
oh yeah.
Once he develops his mid range, a floater, a 20-footer, which is all in the mid range, because he already has that 40-footer down.
Mhm.
And that was one reason why with BI that they've been telling him to shoot more threes. And I don't know how. I mean, I know he's been working on them in practice. I've seen videos of him working on them. But
I think he shot more this year. And I think he's
well, I mean,
a good
it's been a
he's
few
a good
games.
shooter. He just don't like to take them. He feel more comfortable hitting you
Well,
from
then what
mid.
Aramis is saying, it makes sense because I mean, it's a shooter's game, right?
Yes.
It's definitely becoming more of a shooter's league.
Yeah, I mean, guys are shooting, and Trey Murphy's what? Oh, it has no wait. They didn't change the his height on here.
He's 6'8".
He's 6'11", right?
He's 6'10", I think.
6'10".
6'10". Yeah, he grew.
Yeah,
He grew
because
over
he's
the.
kind of he kind of the dude is shooting all the way out there, man. I mean, and we need that, and that opens up the floor. That opens up the floor big time. It's like, and you have to respect Trey. You got to respect him.
All right. So all right. Let's look. Where do CJ score his best from?
The mid-range area.
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Especially
3-point
when
mid-range?
coming off those screens on a handoff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he can shoot when he comes off that screen on a handoff, hitting from behind the arc. That's almost like that's butter. He's
Okay.
making. You know what I'm saying?
What do you decide? Mid-range, 3-point, layup, inside. Where's his best?
I think it's the mid-range.
Yeah, I guess mid-range is be safe, but
Okay.
again, it depends on the matchup because he doesn't have the greatest speed. And it also depends on how witty he is as far as leverage and being
Okay.
able to move quickly and take advantage of those. But if he has that going inside, and you know how he shoots that floater bank shot, because
Yes.
he seems to love that a lot. But again, it depends on the situation. But yeah,
B-
definitely the
BI.
mid-range.
Where do BI score his best points from?
Mid-range.
That corner 15, 20-footer.
There you go.
He loves that. And the
So,
elbow.
okay. All right. Herb Jones, where he's most effective at?
Oh, he's a slasher.
Yeah, he's
moves without the ball. You get that ball to him while he's moving, going towards the basket. He finishes very well, and he's been working on his corner threes. He's improved in his threes. So
he definitely improved in his threes.
yeah, so corner threes.
Zion, where's Zion's most effective at?
He'll slash it too.
Anything around the basket.
Big V, where's his most effective at?
It depends on the matchup, and the reason why I say that is because if he have a non-stretch big, of course you're gonna kill him in the paint. But I mean, or vice versa. If Jonas got a mismatch, okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Let me see. Jonas. Let's take for instance, Sacramento Kings. Who they got at center?
Sabonis. That's a bad matchup.
Okay. Well, let me see.
especially last year. When he matched up with him, Sabonis was all worldly. But when Larry Nance shut him down.
Okay, so okay, we're gonna take the New York Knickerbockers.
Oh, Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
That ain't look that good when they matched up together.
But hear me out though.
Gotcha. I'll listen.
What I'm saying is, if like, because I think Jonas in that game hit by what, 2 threes, two or three, yeah. So
Probably.
if Jonas got a good matchup, he gonna get you in the post, and if he feeling it, he gonna shoot the 3 too. So
They was disrespecting him that game. They was not respecting him. Mitchell Robinson was worried about Zion so much because Zion was bullying Julius Randle all around the court. So they was not even worried about JV.
So like I said, it depends on the matchup.
Yeah, it depends on the matchup. Like they couldn't do nothing with Zion. And plus we was holding down like it was multiple people. Herb he did an amazing job on Brunson.
Yeah, he
but
did.
Who was the that's another thing. If Herb is Dean at point guard, who is CJ McCollum Dean?
The other guard.
The 2 guard.
Point guard.
Wait, was because RJ was out there. But I
they
guess
bad.
I don't know. It depends because they switch. They switch a lot. So I mean,
So who was CJ defending tonight?
CJ.
I can't answer that.
Nobody looking at that. Because we try to hide him.
I always see her.
We only
Herb
see
is
her.
always on the best player.
I gotta get.
He was on DeJounte Murray.
I gotta give CJ credit though.
He played good defense then today.
He plays decent defense. Like he really gives full effort on that side of the ball. I've noticed that. Like he's really been making a real good effort in playing.
It's just the fouls. His fouls, unusual fouls. But besides that, his defense is decent. It's decent, but
I got a perfect lineup for you.
We need CJ to start playing the guards. We can't have Herb playing the smaller guards. We got to have CJ playing them, and we got to have Herb conserve his fouls because he getting in foul trouble a lot.
Man,
but you also
a lot of games.
We need Jose, but CJ.
Oh yeah, we do need Jose.
Jose,
but we got Dyson too.
Quickness.
We got Dyson
you
too.
have to remember when it comes to those small, quick guards like the Currys,
the
Trey Youngs, those are the guys that we're having problems with. One of the biggest things, discrepancies of a guy that's 6'8", or you know what I'm saying, or somebody
small
like
shifty
Zion, small shifty guards. They're very difficult. And so, what do you do to counter that? Well, hey, what's going on, Jose? Yeah, go sick them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, that's why you have those type of cats. That's really, I wish Kyra, oh my gosh, I wish Kyra would do that.
No, he played good defense tonight, man.
Yeah, but it's not enough to move the needle.
Some nights he played. I wouldn't dog him tonight. That's what I'm saying. It was just a bad matchup tonight, man.
Yeah, I know. I just want more from him because right now that dude, man, he has a huge opportunity to prove himself. Because when everybody gets healthy, they're gonna put Jose out there.
That's a guarantee.
Because the difference between him and Jose is confidence. That's the whole difference. The whole difference between him and Jose is confidence.
Yeah.
Because you could say honestly that talent-wise, Kyra Lewis might have a higher ceiling, but because of the lack of confidence.
Yeah. And dog mentality. I don't know, because Jose got a lot of dog.
He might have a lot of dog. I'm saying he has a higher ceiling in regards to talent.
Talent-wise.
Okay.
Yeah, talent-wise, Kyra could do more. Oh, he's faster. Who shoots better? I think Jose. Who's a better defender? Jose. But if you're saying that Kyra reaches his full potential, Kyra do have something that's special. His speed is special.
Like
Yeah, it
De'Aaron
is.
Fox speed.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's
even something like a Bobby Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a small guard, but that
yeah,
dude was like he came
back
in
up.
and gave so much energy, and you know what I'm saying? Like he's a speedster out there. You
But
change the pace of the game.
Jose picks up full court all game.
Yeah,
So now,
that
if
means
Kyra
he's
start doing that, then he can set himself apart from the starting guard. That's CJ. When you change the pace, when you slow the guard, you slows down their offense because they start later in the clock. Instead of starting at like 20 seconds, getting down to 20 seconds, and start at 18 or start at 17. Start slowing it down, making a point guard turn his back more. But I just think he needs to show a different dynamic, and I thought he did, but he just don't get enough. I don't. You can't really play him with most. I don't know. That's actually who could you play him and make him with like a great lineup with Kyra set itself apart from
I
like
mean, right now, doesn't he have that? Because
he
he
usually
doesn't.
play with the small fast unit.
I mean, like, I
I'm
mean,
on a
really,
train.
I don't know. Maybe playing with well, obviously CJ, he's another guard, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe out there with Jonas or Zion and some shooters and a defender. I don't
He
know.
played. He played with Zion today. He played with Zion. It was Zion when Zion came. He came in for Bi. That was Dyson Daniels. Bi. It was Dyson Daniels. Zion. Not Dyson Daniels. It was Dyson Daniels. Zion. Larry Nance. And Kyra, and it was somebody else. I'm trying to look for it on a clip right now.
Even though I know Kyra was like the number 13 projected overall pick for the New Orleans Pelicans, but I'm on the trade Kyra bandwagon right now.
I mean, really,
What did you trade him for?
that's kind of obvious because
It would have to be in a package because him is not just enough.
No.
Like him individually.
Who are you going to get?
That that I don't know. Maybe get another second round pick.
Second round. Nah.
Are we trying to be OKC right now and just garner a
Get
whole bunch
picks?
of picks?
Nah, I don't. I ain't trying to. Hey, man, look, man. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the picks that we got from the Lakers and
And
the
the Bucks
Bucks,
ain't looking that
the
good.
value of those have depreciated.
Well,
Okay,
we don't know yet
to some
because
extent.
neither one of them looking like world beaters right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
right.
mean, it's a long season.
Yeah, it is.
They. I mean,
And you know
they'll
they're gonna
figure
do something at the
it
trade
out.
deadline. You know
Come
they're
on,
gonna do something at the
come on, stop. They gonna give. Nah,
Now, I
they
don't
ain't
know
gonna do
about the
that with the
Lakers.
Lakers. The Lakers
Yeah,
gonna get another trade. God,
yeah, they are.
that's
Well, yeah, the Lakers, man, they struggling with young teams right now.
Yeah, they actually are.
Yeah, if
Kings
you
are
look at all their
giving
games,
them
they're
work.
struggling with youth, which is
And
really
the
weird.
Magic just beat them today.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
they
blew them out.
did.
Magic have been killing it actually this season, but Kings the past 2 seasons have including this season, have been giving the Lakers work. Like they just have a lot of problems with the Kings. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, those two are the truth. Shoot, I
Oh
don't
yeah.
care what
Well,
nobody says.
they played together at Kentucky.
Yep, yeah, they did.
I wouldn't.
They lost tonight. The Kings got beat. Got beat by Houston tonight.
Well, hey, Big Q. What is
Houston's at home.
2 cents on Kyra?
I wouldn't give him up for a second round pick. I think if you do, I don't think you should do
I mean, he needs to play so he can raise his stock.
That's
You
what
know what I'm saying?
That's what it is.
So we got to keep playing them.
I think he would be. I think a good lineup actually for Kyra, like a with us being fully healthy, would be like Zion, Larry Nance, Trey, maybe Jose at the 2. I know that's small.
Nah.
That's a small. No,
I'm
that's
just
a small.
saying,
That's
like,
a
You might as well put Jordan
yeah.
Clark,
You have to
Jordan
have at least
Jordan,
Dyson
yeah,
or
Jordan.
Herb in there.
or Ryan, Matt Ryan. You got another spacer out there. You got a
I'm
bunch of
just saying,
shooters.
like something that would actually like really show his speed, because that'd be like a running in transition, like get points
Oh,
off of like
Well, in order
turnovers
to
and
do
stuff like
that,
that.
we
you
got to
gotta
get them
stop
rebounds.
rebounds.
Yeah, we got to get
Like
them
put
rebounds.
Herb
That's
there
what that's
too.
all about. We can run all day, every day, but without the
Mhm.
with him in the lineup or without, but we got to get them rebounds, man.
They-
That
And they tripping on that.
well, no, who is not getting rebounds?
Everybody,
Zion.
like there's not
Bi.
one person this this.
No, I think Bi got. Let me see out. Let me see the rebounds.
I think he got 5.
Look,
Nah,
collectively,
Bi
this
was the
team needs
leading
some
rebounder. He
rebounds
had
because
7.
look,
Him
when
and
somebody has
Valanciunas had 7.
64 rebounds and we got what, like 30 or something, that's bad.
So,
Everybody need to be rebounding.
but that I told you when you put in Herb, the dynamic of putting Herb as defending the point guard, he's out away from he's not closer to the rim. He needs unless you telling him to run back and gain rebound with them, he usually out there chasing whoever the dynamic point guard is. And then they usually call Big V up there, or this tonight they was hunting Zion. Because Zion was in screen and roll a lot. They put him in
Yeah.
screen and roll a lot. And they
But
stopped.
there was some other things that I saw in there. The hedging and holding and knowing when to release, and then for whoever to recover back on the point guard. Because the thing is, what they were doing when that communication there, that hedge and hold was not the timed right, the lobs were there. So it was like a double whammy. Like, okay, Zion was gonna get beat, but at the same time, on the back end, when Zion, would get on the guard and Herb or whoever didn't recover, okay, because you're supposed to, if his man is screening, you hedge enough for your teammate to recover, and then you release so that the person on the backside, that big man, can't get that lob. And every time that happened, you had a smaller guy on their big man. That was a lob every single time. It was easy bunnies. So I mean,
But they had two big men and they had 2 dynamic guards. So and they put Zion in the screen and roll. So a smaller guy is going to defend one of them. So they put one on the strong side, corner 3, the other on the weak side, corner 3, and they're just dash down because you had to bring somebody to help to stop the penetration.
You know what's interesting? Atlanta's bigs, man. Those Atlanta bigs were athletic bigs. They covered a lot of floor, man. Those guys,
a lot of floor.
They do.
I mean,
They
that's
really do.
That's something that we struggle with, and I think man, listen, like with the Valanciunas thing, and what Lexxah was talking about Valanciunas and how the Pelicans have not utilized him correctly. I mean, the report asked Zion that in the press conference tonight about getting Big V involved. I just don't think that's a part of the Pelican strategy because they too inconsistent with it. There are games when there's matchup issues right there you could take advantage of. I understand you're absolutely right, Jay Black, about the options. Who's option 1, option 2, option 3.
Yeah.
But in the game, man, and matchups is a big part of it, man. If you have a matchup there that you can exploit in a game and you got Big V there, take advantage of that. But ultimately, long range, I don't think Valanciunas is a part of the long range plans of the Pelicans. That's perhaps why they don't have him factored in. But
that's what makes me upset, man. We can't coach this team like you have the players. You can't force it. You have what you have. JV is on the team. Use them. I mean, right now at this point, we can talk about trading whoever. But right now, at this point, who is on the floor and who is on the team right now under contract is who's on the team. We got to use our personnel correctly. If look, that's just like, coaching this team like we got a Steph Curry on this team. We don't have no Steph Curry on this team.
That's what they always do.
But you see what I'm saying? Like we can't make the offense like we have a Steph Curry on this team because we don't. So you have to make the adjustment and find a way to utilize the strengths of the personnel on this team. And if you're not doing that, you're failing the team and you're not trying to win.
I think we use it. That's why I asked where do they score points from? Because what you're saying is you gotta feature him. That's featuring him. Put him in more options.
It's putting him. It's all about putting. Look, everybody has their spots, right?
Yes.
The spots that they like. How hard is it to run a play? Running a play is featuring him in the whole game. Like there's ways that you can set up your players. That's why you have plays.
Here's the biggest issue that we run into. We have too many players, our top players that are our best scorers. There's too many that operate around the same area.
Same area.
Okay,
that's the reality.
So the thing is, what do you do about that? Because right now they're on the team. So I mean, we're supposed to have the best offensive coach right now, right?
Well, that's why
we're doing different things. We're doing different things. That's why I said this was just a bad matchup, and they usually the initial lineup, the starting unit, they run through BI and Zion, and then they take them out. And when they take them out, they feature Big V and CJ. That's what they do. That's what we've seen. That's what the evidence shows us.
Well, I've seen CJ being featured in a lot of different. I mean, I understand what you're saying because he's with that second unit.
Yeah,
But,
he went to second unit.
I think no matter who's out there, CJ's trying. I think he's trying to be all-star.
It's because right now
he took a back seat.
He's got some dreams that he's trying to accomplish.
He's the hottest player on the team right now. Like he's been going off.
Yeah.
He's been doing he's the most in shape on our team right now. Like, of course he's going to be trying to utilize himself in a variety of ways, in the best ways possible. The guy's been playing great. Like he's been getting to his spots. He's been shooting actually good shots where it's not like he's fading every single 2 shots. He's actually been operating within the offense and hasn't been disrupting the flow.
Not at all.
He's been doing a whole lot much better than he was last. I mean, obviously he had his ailments and things, but yeah, I mean, he's been doing a whole lot better. I think it's just when I don't know. I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of hesitancy out there when they're all playing together. It's just I don't know. Would you say he's occupying in the same space as well?
No, he's not. He's not in a way. That's why I said BI, Zion, and Valanciunas score all around in the same area.
Exactly. Yeah.
They all score in the same area, and they're our best offensive guys, and they all in the starting unit. So who would you prioritize? You'll prioritize Zion because he scores more efficiently than any of them. Then BI try to get his, and when BI going, it's good. But when Zion going, it's good. But they don't prioritize Big V until them two go out or one of them go out. Then they'll start focusing on him. They don't really focus on him. You can tell. And CJ ain't even take that many shots. He don't really take that many. Well, he did. He took he took 12 shots today. Detroit, he took 23. OKC, he took 17. Golden State, he took 21. Knicks, he took 11. He took 16. So let's say Golden State, we didn't have BI. OKC. Who was there? Who was there? We didn't have Bi again. We didn't have Bi or Zion at OKC. He only took
Yeah,
17.
we had Zion. We
Oh,
had
we had
Zion.
Zion.
Yeah,
The
we had
OKC
Zion.
joint.
He had like
Oh,
21 points, I think.
oh yeah, it was the yeah, it was because he sat out it was a back to back. He sat out the back to back game
Yeah.
against Detroit.
Hmm.
So like he's not really, he's actually playing great to me. He's playing his role. I ain't even see no bad shots he taking. The one thing I do want him to do is step up when we play a high profile guard like a Trey Young, or he has to step up against them because we don't have anybody that's dynamic like that. Like a Steph. We need somebody to go at Steph or go at Trey. Like Trey Young you need to attack matchups. I think that's what you're trying to get out. Like playing in the playoffs, they attack matchups, weaknesses on offense. I don't think they do it because I know they was attacking Zion today. They need to search where the weakest defender at and make plays around attacking him. I don't know. I just think we're winning, so we're 4-2. I'm not really tripping on this. This is not really.
Well, I
Just
mean, there's definitely improvements. I mean, and it's a long season. I mean, I
yeah.
don't say that I'm against you, Jay Black, because I mean, it is. But we want to be flawless in as many and less vulnerable in a lot of areas than not. So I mean, obviously, it's something that we want to look at because we're gonna meet this down the road again when we play Utah. Probably when we play the Lakers, because I know they got a
Anthony
nice
Davis
front
at
court.
center.
Huh?
I say Anthony Davis at center, and that's a
Yeah.
matchup problem for JV. Speed, right?
And then Woods. No, as far as having the size,
Oh,
like
okay.
the three, three, because they got it. And then they also have Jackson. They'll probably have him in there, and Christian Woods. But anybody who has that lineup, that front court, or when they go big. I'll say
Yeah.
front, but yeah, when they go big between the 3 and the 5,
I don't think they got enough to exploit what Atlanta exploited tonight. See that's why I think that's why I'm not tripping, because Atlanta is a special unit. They got a bunch of
we've always
shooters.
had
They
problems
got
with them.
Bay. They got Bogdanovich. They got all these shooters.
Yeah,
Then
they
they
got
got Trey. Like it was just a bad matchup. And if we had Trey Murphy and this happened, I'd be like, now I'm kind of worried because we more fully together. But no, not
Yeah,
really.
because
There was
last
other.
season we beat down on Atlanta, honestly, didn't we? Last
Huh?
season, last season we beat down on Atlanta.
Nah,
No,
they've
we've
been beating
always
us.
had problems with
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Atlanta
But
give
one
us
thing,
problems.
they have a lot of shooters, and one thing I do want to add to that, Jay Black, is the energy was not was not consistently there. I
Oh,
think just
I
from an
gotta answer that.
effort and energy wise and being disciplined, like there was it wasn't there on the night, and that didn't help either. Like we can get beat down by any team if we're not coming out with that energy, matching that energy, or playing with more energy against these teams. Because that's one thing we've been struggling with, getting off to slow starts. That's been a problem.
Slow starts
Third
of
quarters.
first and third quarter.
Yeah. Yeah, third quarters have been a problem. It's like, hey y'all, do y'all know we playing the game today? You know what I'm saying? Because other teams are coming out and they're playing. They're getting up and down the court and things. I don't know. Like, did we warm up or something? Or it's just kind of weird. But that the effort and the energy has to change. And even when Jose gets back, I mean, we don't want to wait to the second quarter to find energy. Just because he's on the court. I mean, the starters have to get off to a better start and and have that energy so it can be contagious.
What was
Right
the
now,
best game we had the best energy then? Because
huh?
tonight we didn't have it. What was the best
Talking
game
about
we had
this season?
Oh, shoot,
this
against the
season?
Suns.
This season. This season.
Oh, this season. I mean, really, I don't think any of them.
No,
Mm.
we've had some energy
Yeah, in
in a couple
spurts.
games this season. I know, but I think that's the problem. Right now, we don't really know how to win for a full 4 quarters. I think we know how to win in certain aspects, certain spurts and in quarters, but I don't think that as a team we know how to win full 4 quarters. But I think that's more so because of chemistry rather than just energy. It's not just energy; it's also a part of chemistry and knowing each other. I think that's a big thing. You got to know how to win together as a unit, and winning 4 quarters requires chemistry. It requires a lot of things, but it also a major factor is chemistry. And
Yo,
we just don't have that with
Arab,
our scores.
yeah, you know what, bro? You're absolutely right, man. I was looking at some of these statistics, going over the second chance points that Atlanta had tonight against the Pelicans.
Mhm.
And and of course we look at the 3-point shooting, and really truly while y'all was talking, I just went back and looked over the aspects of the game, watching the shots that the Pelicans were taking that wasn't falling for them. I mean, they were 8 of 31 from downtown tonight. 8 out of 31.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damn misses, man. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it is.
imagine if the Pelicans hit at least half of those damn shots.
Yeah.
The game
And
would
they
have
were good shots too.
right.
They were good shots. That would have opened up the lane even more because the shooters would have they would have been rushing out there to get out, to cover them. But I mean, that hurts us a lot when we don't knock down those shots.
Well,
It does.
looking at the 3-point shooting.
was
So they made 14 of 41. We made 8 of 31. We lost by 18. If we make 14, the game is tied. If we make the same amount of threes they made, game is tied.
Right. That it was ugly. It was terrible, and it was a
So
team wide failure shooting bad threes. The only one that was decent was the Rook.
They
was
had
horrible.
41 points in the third quarter.
yes.
41 points. That's usually sometimes like what you have like in a half.
Right.
Like almost like, give or take, but that's a lot of points.
They figured something out. They figured out who to attack. And matter of fact, we was playing against a set defense the whole second half or the third quarter. Third quarter, they kept scoring. Trey Young caught fire because we held them. We was trapping them the first quarter, but we stopped trapping them. I don't know why. We start just hedging and getting back to their man. We start running different defenses. Well, I think we got away from the defense that was actually doing damage, and he started going off. And then it was the floodgates open.
41 points, Atlanta.
41 points
in the third quarter. Mid quarter for us.
That's ridiculous.
41 points,
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy. That's unacceptable.
41 points. And that
41 to 23.
I know you said energy ain't everything, but hey man, energy and effort. I mean, that just you gotta try a little bit harder than that to get some stops.
Right.
Well, not a little, a lot.
Yeah, I agree, Lexxah. Look, we getting close to the end of the stream, fam. Big K Red, are you there, fam? I'm gonna let you chime in. We're gonna go through the family and everybody give their parting thoughts on the Pelicans and and how they feel about things going into the matchup against the Denver McNuggets. So K Red, are you there, sir? All right, K Red is not there. All right, DJ, are you there, bro? Are you awake, sir?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, K Red. Go ahead,
Okay.
bro. You
Okay.
start us off the last round. Go ahead, bro.
Okay. I just wanted to say something. Like, I'm listening, and I don't know if you all remember last year. And I'm always speaking about Zion because at some point in time, realistically, they're not going to be able to keep all three of those guys. I mean, I'm sure you all know about that and you're aware of it because Gail does not want to pay over the luxury tax. So she's going to have to make a decision at some point in time. I think if Zion stays healthy, he was drafted by the Pels. He's the number 1 draft pick. He's the guy that you get behind. I think the biggest problem is that Zion hasn't been available. And Willie Green has he really likes BI, and I know he has this loyalty to BI and CJ. They got him into the play-in when Zion wasn't available. I have no idea, and I don't think most of us really know what goes on behind the scenes as far as with Zion. From what we know, the organization was keeping him from playing. And he wanted to play at different times. He thought he felt like he was ready, but the organization said, no, you're not ready. You also have to remember that she is a football owner. She's an NFL owner. And in the NFL, we all know the trends. You set all these different stages and things, accomplishments they have to meet to get their money. And sometimes they set them down so they don't get that money. And so we're looking at it's a business. It's not just a sport. You got to think about the business aspect of it as well. And so with Willie Green and B.I. and C.J., they're trying to keep their value and their stock high. And they're like, hey, man, it ain't going to be us. Zion, you haven't been available. We're here. We're all in. You haven't been available, Zion. So it's probably going to be you. And so I think that there's a lot of, there's a lot of friction that's going on within the locker room. And you can see it in the game with CJ and Brandon. If you look and you really pay attention, when CJ is coming down, unless he has to, or Brandon's coming down, unless they have to, they pass it each other all the time. But a lot of times they pass it away from Zion because they understand clearly that all three of those guys, somebody got to go. She's not going to pay over the luxury tax. Only way she pays, only way that I can see her paying over the luxury tax is if they go to the finals this year and maybe they lose and it's like, hey, give us one more year, right? But other than that, she's not going to pay over the luxury tax. Does that sound pretty accurate to all of you all?
Nah, they don't sound accurate to me.
Okay.
So CJ 35 million, Zion 34 million,
right?
BI 33 million, Jonas 15 million, Herb 12 million, Larry Nance. Jonas
BI's trying to get a raise. He's he's at the end of his contract right now. And so he's trying to get a raise right now.
Yeah, next year he'll be up.
So that's what I'm saying. They're not going to keep all three of those. You can't give BI a raise and keep Zion and CJ, right?
And Trey's about to be up for next.
Yeah.
And Trey
and that's what Aramis was bringing up about Trigger.
And you can sign Trey for less than you can sign BI for. You know what I'm saying? Even if you give Trey that raise that he wants, he's not going to get a BI type raise, right? Because BI is going to get that max type raise, whereas Trey's probably going to get an upper mid-level type raise. So he's going to be a little bit less expensive than BI.
Don't he have to play over a certain amount of games to get the max?
65
games.
But he also has to make either an all-star or an all-NBA.
All-star NBA?
Yeah, there's a lot of stipulations on Zion for him to get that money.
No, I'm talking about BI.
Oh, BI. Okay.
Yeah, you got to make an all-star, or he has to play over 65 games.
Right. Because she's giving those contracts like they do in the NFL. It's like if you do this, you do this, you do this, then you get your money, right?
Incentive based. That's the new way it's going now.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you look at it from that perspective, I think these guys are kind of lightweight competing against each other. And obviously, there's a bond between CJ and BI because they've been available. It's like, hey, man, we've been here, right? Whereas Zion, not so much, right? And so there's a little bit of dissension. It's like, hey, man, we're trying to keep this thing together, and Zion's kind of like the odd man out right now. I think that they pass that ball to him when they need to, but when they were at their best, Zion had the rock in his hand. That's when they were number one. That's when they looked like an elite team. He had the rock in his hand, and he was facilitating. He is best going towards the basket, not with his back to the basket. I think that Willie Green is trying to assist BI and CJ because he's like, hey, man, you guys have been here. I got your back. I'm rolling with you all. Whereas Zion, his back to the basket, he's not dominant. He's dominant when he's going to the back because he's such a big, massive guy. He's not tall. So you're not going to have domination standing up under a 7-footer, right? Guy 7'2", you 6'6", you're not going to be dominant. But when you're standing at the top of the key and you going downhill and you a big dude, you pushing everybody out the way, you getting to the basket and you getting those fouls called. And so Willie has taken him away from his most dominant attribute and put him up under the basket where he's not going to be as dominant. He does not look as good this year as he did last year when they allowed him. Really, they didn't allow. It was like they're not including him in the offense anyway. It's not like they're like, okay, you're going to be the focal point. That's another thing I want to point on. When you have a guy with a brand, because again, this is business. When you got a guy with a brand like Zion's brand, his numbers, and if you look at his social media and everything, his following is bigger than the Pels organization and Brandon put together, right? When you have a guy like that and you want to attract more high-profile guys, you gotta give the people what they want. It's not just about they're treating this like a college team. This isn't college. This is professional basketball. It's about building your brand. The Pels organization is one of the poorest organizations in the NBA right now, right? In order to, and Zion has said, I want to turn this into a big market. That's because he's looking at it from that perspective. He's not just looking at basketball. He's looking at the overall thing, because when you turn it into a big market, now you're attracting big name players because you have the ability to draw that big number to bring in that money, because it is sports, but it's business as well. And so you got to say, okay, Zion's the guy that has the numbers. We got to make him the focal point. It's like having Michael Jackson with the Jackson 5 and having him sing in background.
So who's the focal point? No. You saying a lot of
what they want.
Nah, Zion shot the most tonight.
Reality. It's more of an agenda, like a Zion agenda, personally. Because
well,
I mean,
it's not. It's what I'm saying is. It's not just a Zion agenda. I think it should be a Zion agenda. I think the problem is that they're looking at it from a loyalty standpoint and a basketball standpoint, right? But you have to look at it from both, because in order to get the players, the Pels, man, we want to attract free agents. We want free agents to want to come and play for us. We want to attract big names. The way you do that is by understanding that it's more than just basketball. It's about brand building as well.
You're saying a lot of things. Let's attack one of them.
Okay.
Now you're first and foremost, you said she don't have enough money to sign BI and sign. Wait. You gotta let me explain.
Okay.
You said they don't got enough money. Wait. All right. If they don't have enough money, how we attract free agents?
Right. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she does not want to pay over the luxury tax.
Okay,
there's a difference between not having enough money and not wanting to spend.
How can you say that? Wait. You gotta allow me to talk. How could you not have enough money? Then you're talking in the same breath about getting free agents, attracting free agents here.
Okay, so right now, what I'm doing is I'm forward thinking. Right. Like I said before, Zion has mentioned if you go back to some of his when he first got drafted that first year, he wants to turn the Pels into like how Chicago Bulls. When Michael Jordan got to the Chicago Bulls was considered a small market team, right? Nobody was going to see the Bulls.
In Chicago, no.
Yeah,
man.
Okay. Hold on, slow down. If you go back and look. History-wise, history-wise. If you go back and look at the Bulls at the time, that
wasn't a very good team. I won't say it was a small market.
That was not no small market team.
What I mean is by small market team is that a lot of they didn't have the following that they have now. Mike took that team and turned it into a team like up there with the LAs and the New Yorks of the world.
No, you can never do that. Come on, stop it.
Come on, man.
No.
Playing basketball,
you're talking about one of the leading in the media in the world. New York and LA.
When Michael Jordan, hold on. When Michael, okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this. When Michael Jordan came to the league, the players were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Michael Jordan took basketball itself, the whole NBA. the whole NBA, and made it global. Michael Jordan was like a rock star everywhere he went. People with these big contracts and where the NBA is now would not be where it's at had it not been for Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, he took the NBA and put it on the show and said, hey, man, we're ready to blow this thing up. That's why he's the only player that has like legit their own shoe. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about legit, like, boom.
Stop. You're jumping from topic to topic. And first and foremost,
they all
the league, the league wouldn't have been anywhere if it wasn't for Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. The league was dying out.
No. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, they helped. But Michael Jordan, I'm telling you, man, Michael Jordan was bigger than Magic. And again, I'm not.
The league would have, if the ABA and the NBA wouldn't have merged, Julius, Dr. J, and you mentioned, you're not mentioning a lot of pioneers. Come on, stop it.
Okay,
You're just going over all different.
I'm not saying that Michael Jordan, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were not pioneers. And I'm not saying that they did not draw a crowd, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that Michael Jordan drew a larger crowd. I'm not negating the greatness of Larry Bird. Larry Bird, one of my favorite players. I talk about Larry Bird all the time. Magic Johnson was a great player, right? But Michael Jordan, they did not draw the crowd, and they did not draw the numbers that Michael Jordan did. Okay, so don't downplay. Don't think that I'm trying to downplay Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and what they contributed to the game. There's a difference between me saying someone is tall and me saying someone is taller. Just because I say someone's taller, the tall person, it don't make him small. He's still tall. But I'm just saying that Michael Jordan was bigger, man. He was a bigger brand. I
got you. I agree. I agree. But you have to understand, if it wasn't for the people in front of him, it wouldn't be no league.
That's not what I'm saying.
What are you talking about? Like,
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we going all over the topic.
Because what's happening right now? What's happening right now? Let me get this out. What's happening right now is I'm talking about something and we're throwing it off task, right? Because when I say that Michael Jordan was the greatest draw that basketball's ever seen. You can argue about LeBron, but you talking about Michael Jordan. There would be no LeBron if there wasn't for Michael Jordan. It wouldn't be
no Michael Jordan if it wasn't no Magic Johnson. It wouldn't be no Dr. J. It wouldn't be no Magic. It wouldn't be no Michael Jordan if it was no Dr. J.
Michael Jordan made the game financially what it is today.
We're talking too much about Jordan. Let's get back onto the topic.
Let me go to where I'm going, because you were trying to understand what I was saying when I was saying turning the team into a big market, right? And so I'm forward thinking, and give me just 1 second, because I want to really get this out so you all can completely understand what I'm saying. Zion Williamson was basically saying, I want to turn the Pelicans organization into a large market team. He feels like he has the ability to bring the draw, to bring the people. He has the flair, he has the flash, he has the all the tools to bring more interest to the Pelicans organization, right? But that's how you get more players. When you can draw, when you're drawing a multitude of national games, right? Why do you think the Pels only got a small handful of games? Because they don't have a large enough fan base. But when you can build the fan base, then you get more players wanting to come, and the owner will be more likely to spend more money on those players, to go over the cap. That's why LA stays over the cap. They ain't got no problem.
You're talking about the biggest market, the second biggest market in the world.
Right.
You're talking about LA. Come on, stop. You're making false equivalencies, man.
Right. But what I'm saying
New Orleans is not LA, though.
Okay. Have you ever seen somebody start a business out of the trunk of their car and say, one day I'm going to be global? And a lot of people
name one. Name one. Microsoft?
Man? How you
No.
gonna be a global business selling stuff out of your car? Zion saying, look, man, I want to take the Pels and make them a big market team. So we can't just say, oh man, LA is the biggest organization. Yeah, they big. That's what Zion is trying to do. He's trying to go from the trunk of his car to being global. And so he's forward thinking. And in order to do that, you got to get behind him. You got to say, look, man, he's got the numbers. Let's get behind this guy. He's got the two. When they were at their best, when they were at number one in the league, Zion was at the helm. Zion was at the helm. He was at the top of the key. He was driving. He was dishing. And everybody had to get behind him because B.I. was out, right? I'm telling you, man. So the thing is that when you look at what Zion
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Hey, brother,
it's not one of those you're right things, man. It's just when you look, if you go back and look last year, and you look at when the Pels were at number one, when Willie Green won Coach of the Month, right? When he won, Willie Green ain't never won Coach of the Month until Zion was in and B.I. was out, and they had to get behind Zion. They had to get behind Zion. That's when the team looked elite. Everybody is hanging on B.I. going to the taking everybody to the play-in. That's cool. If that's what you want, that's fine. But if you want to be an elite team, you gotta get behind Zion. He is that guy, and he's our number one draft pick. He's our baby. We didn't draft Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram came from LA. Zion's our baby. Zion's our guy. He's the guy that we should be getting behind. Everybody gets behind the number one draft pick, man.
All right. At the end of the day, your whole points don't it's cool. I get it. What you're getting at. But the point of the matter is it all comes back to one thing. Winning. That's what brings free agents over here. But we got to start winning.
Winning brings the numbers too. And how do you win? You get behind Zion. When's the last time we were number one and we stayed number one for a long time? When Zion was at the helm. So you're right. You're correct. Winning does that. But you can't win when you got dissension in the locker room. Everybody's trying to keep the job. Everybody's trying to do this, trying to do that. Everybody has other things on their minds outside of winning. So the ball's not moving around. It shows on the court. It's not moving around fluently. Because
that's what we just addressed. We addressed that. We already addressed that. If you listened, we addressed that earlier.
All been talked about.
All been talked about.
Get ready to end the stream, bro. I'm just gonna give everybody an opportunity to kind of end the stream. Brother Aramis, we're gonna go with you, my friend, and then J Black, and if Lex is still with us, I can see DJ fall. He fell asleep, so we go from there. But go ahead, Aramis. We're gonna start with you guys.
I'm gonna just keep it short and simple at this point. At the end of the day, it all comes back to one thing.
I'm not asleep, Big Q.
It all comes back to one thing, and we just got to be healthy and we got to win. That doesn't happen with just one person on the court. We need our whole team. We need the chemistry. We need the dynamic to all be in order. We need to get these injuries in order, and that's what it all comes down to. Because at the end of the day, yes, we can have all the commotion and what everybody thinks and has the standpoint of forward thinking, but at the end of the day, Giannis did it and Jokic did it. They both won a championship for organizations where nobody thought it was a basketball city. Now what are they? Bringing in free agency or free agents and bringing in big time names and stuff like that. Why? Because they're winning. That's what it all comes back down to. So at the end of the day, we just need to get ourselves in order, our team in order, so that we can get to winning and actually start doing something special. That's it.
Appreciate you, brother Aramis. J Black, you up next, my friend.
I'm not getting going. I said this was a blip. This is a blip in the scheduling. We lost a team that was a mismatch. I kept saying a mismatch right now. We'll see them later on if we make adjustments as the season goes on. This is good, actually. We get to see the coaching ability and see how they're going to fix this common problem that we're seeing it multiple times. In the 2-game sample size, we only lost 2 games. We won 4, we lost 2. So I think it's a lot of overreaction right now, and I'm not really overreacting. I see a lot of flaws. That's why I just speak about it, but I'm not tripping about this loss. I said this was a team that was since they put Jalen in the starting unit, they've been 4-0. And they beat Milwaukee handedly by 17. And we lost by 18, and we was up. I think we was up by like 15 at second quarter,
We was
something like
tied
that.
at halftime.
Huh?
At the half, we were up by 7.
Okay. At half,
Yeah.
we was up by 7. Yeah, we was up by 7. 60-53.
Last
Yeah,
time
I
looked
just
at
think
the
this
score was like
this
41-41. So last time I looked at it, then when I got home, it was like, look for me. So
yeah. I think we just gonna have to address certain things. The spacing issue. Because everybody scores in a certain area. Once they get that addressed and how they gonna score, if it could be a simple solution, or Zion get more confidence in taking a shot at the free throw line, it could be addressed, or running screen and roll with Big V more. There's a lot of different ways we can attack it. It's just which one they going to choose, and we'll go from there. That's basically it. I don't really have to say much. Huh?
All right, DJ, your last thoughts, my friend.
Okay, that's all. Like I said, when Zion starts shooting the ball outside the paint, that's all I got. I mean, when Zion starts shooting like he was when he first played the game and had that mentality, that's it. I mean, this loss was. I mean, my thing is with this loss, Trae Young is like another Stephen Curry, pretty much. I mean, but Trae Young didn't score 42 points on us either. But other than that, I mean, that's about it. I mean, hey, we like I said, see, my thing is CJ. I don't believe he's okay playing the point guard role right now. But until we get like a Trae Young or Stephen Curry or like a Kyrie or somebody like that, I mean, we gonna have to wing it. But other than that, like, comment, and subscribe. I know Lex gotta get her turn, but I'm just ending the show. Put my little 2 cents in. But go ahead like, comment, and subscribe. Share your notifications. Turn on your notifications. Share the show with all your friends and family. And if anybody come to you and tell you about your Pelican, you tell them get the flock out of here and go flock yourself.
Well said, DJ.
DJ, much like our Pelicans tonight, brother, we need a little bit more energy out of it. Your turn. Sweetheart, you go ahead.
All right. Yeah, really, really enjoyed the show on tonight. Yeah, I think basically what I was saying earlier, obviously we are 4-2, and we are in the 4th seed. We're holding there, but definitely want to create a gap. Because I think everybody else is like 3-2 as of right now. But yeah, just come out with better energy, come out disciplined, come out playing with an edge, teams have gotten better and teams are getting after it. And so we have to match that intensity first and foremost, then play discipline and find ways to play together. Find a way to put all 4 quarters together, a whole game together, and not just, the second and fourth quarter, because that's basically showing up for half the game, and that's not going to cut it in today's game. So, hopefully, we need those 3-pointers to drop. We definitely need those to drop. And, I think we're going to Denver Is it at Denver?
That's
The
right.
game? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going up against the defending champs, and it's not going to be easy. So with everything that I said, like, we need to find answers, polish up on the identity of this team, and then, just get after it. But one thing I do know is that, putting the effort and the energy, all that stuff matters, because obviously these guys are already professional basketball players. They know how to play the game. Just add that energy, play with passion, play with some conviction. And don't let these guys, step all over you. Don't be pushovers out there, because it's time to change. It's time to win. It's time to win. I think, we can all agree there that we just want to win and win, at the highest level. So that's all I got.
Another thing, get well, DC. You listening
Oh,
to the
yeah.
show, but good, get well, DC. Get well.
Yeah, DC will be back for the Denver Nuggets recap show when we get that dub on the Denver Nuggets, man. So, but like I said, fam, it was a very interesting show tonight. I appreciate all the family members chiming in. Great analysis as always. Toward the back end, we got a little bit more, a little lively there, and that's always a good thing when we talk. So, But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna get right out on that. Listen, I appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, like DJ say, hit your notification bell, share the show on your social media feed, man. The Pelican Post Game Report, we up in this thing, man. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to you guys. Lexxah, appreciate you as always, and shout out to Lexxah did a wonderful job. She made a song called "The Edge." And that's her. She did it all, and she's fantastic, man. So that y'all will be enjoying that song when we open up the show. So it's pretty cool, pretty nice. It's awesome, man, and it's great energy that the Pelicans need. Take that damn song, and they need to play it in the locker room, get buck on it, and go out and kick some tail. Matter of fact, I'll tell you exactly the exact point of the game when the Pelicans need to play Show Me the Edge. It needs to be before the start of the third quarter, coming out of the halftime. You turn that on, and then you run out there, and then you tear it up in the third quarter and finish the game strong. That's when you do it. All right, so with that being said, we're going to get out on that. Appreciate y'all, man. We're going to holler at y'all. On the flip side, for all my Saint people, going to the Sports Coma, we're going to be live and direct tomorrow at 11:45. We'll be doing the play-by-play for the Saints and Bears matchup. Y'all know how we do. 4 hours, 4.5 hours to the dome from 11:45 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock. We'll cover the waterfront, everything, the pregame for the Saints up until the play-by-play into the postgame with interviews and everything. You know how we do it every Sunday. It's always a big affair. So with that being said, I'm going to get out on that. Much love to the fam. I'm going to holler at y'all on the flip side. And, of course, go Pels.
Go Pels. Do that.
Show us the edge, the chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Try to win on every level, yeah. Expectations high, gotta show 'em you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter, baby. Put the league on notice. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa, done seen the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning, time to come up and bring out the outlaw. Go every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love, do you want it all? This ain't a blood of love, built for something greater. Attacking all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got the juice, the will, the heart, the fire. Show 'em the proof, show 'em that it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.